Hello kids and welcome back to the Kids Place channel. It's me Mello and I am so excited to share a very special story with you today. It's a Bible story all about a man named Noah and a giant boat. Are you ready to hear it? Fantastic! Let's begin. A long time ago, the world was a very busy place. But many people had forgotten about God. They weren't being very kind or good to each other. But there was one man, a very good man, whose name was Noah. Noah loved God and always tried to do the right thing. He listened to God and talked to him every day. One day, God spoke to Noah. He said, "Noah, I am sad because the world has become a place that is not full of goodness and love. I have a very important job for you. I am going to wash the world clean with a great, big flood, like a giant bath for the whole earth. But I want to keep you, your family, and all the animals safe." Noah listened very carefully. God told him, "I want you to build a boat. But not just any boat, Noah. I want you to build a huge, gigantic boat called an ark. It needs to be big enough to hold your family and two of every single kind of animal in the world." Can you imagine that? A boat so big it could hold elephants and giraffes and little tiny mice all at the same time. God gave Noah very specific instructions, like a special building plan. He told him exactly how long, how wide, and how tall to make the ark. He even told him what kind of wood to use and to cover it with sticky tar to make sure it was waterproof, so no water could get inside. This was a massive job, but Noah trusted God completely. He didn't ask why or say that's too hard. He just said, "Yes, God, I will do it." So Noah and his family, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives got to work. Day after day, they sawed wood, hammered nails, and built the ark just like God had said. It was a lot of hard work. The sun was hot, and their muscles got tired. But they worked together as a team. People from the nearby towns would walk by and see them building this giant boat on dry land. They would laugh and point, saying, "Why are you building a boat? There's no water here." But Noah kept on building because he knew he was following God's plan. As the ark got bigger and bigger, something truly amazing started to happen. Animals began to arrive. They came from all over the world, not in a jumble, but in pairs. 2 lions, a male and a female, came walking together. 2 tall giraffes with their long necks bobbed along. 2 huge elephants stomped their big feet. 2 playful monkeys chattered as they came. 2 slithery snakes, 2 chirpy birds, 2 slow-poking turtles, 2 spotty leopards, every kind of animal you can think of, and even ones you can't. They all came, 2 by 2, and walked right up the big ramp and into the ark. Noah and his family guided them to their special places inside the giant boat. It must have been so loud with all the roars, squawks, and trumpets. Finally, the very last pair of animals was safely inside. Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives all went inside too. Then, with a big thud, God closed the giant door of the ark. They were all safe inside waiting. And then, it happened. A tiny drop of rain fell. Then another, and another. Soon, the tiny drops turned into a steady pitter-patter. The pitter-patter turned into a downpour. Rain poured from the sky like never before. Water also started to bubble up from under the ground. The little puddles turned into big puddles. The big puddles turned into streams, and the streams turned into rivers. The water kept rising and rising. But inside the ark, Noah and his family were safe and dry. The ark began to creak and groan, and then, slowly, it started to float. It lifted up off the ground and bobbed on the rising water. Soon, the water covered everything: the fields, the houses, the hills, and even the tallest mountains. As far as you could see, there was only water. The whole world was covered in a great flood, just as God had said. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain continued to fall without stopping. Inside the ark, it was a busy place. Noah and his family had to take care of all the animals. They had to feed the lions, give water to the zebras, and clean up after the kangaroos. It was a lot of work, but they were all together, and they were safe. They could hear the storm raging outside, the wind howling and the waves crashing against the ark, but they weren't afraid. They knew God was with them. After a long, long time living on the water, the rain finally stopped. The sun peeked out from behind the clouds. Slowly, very slowly, the water started to go down. The ark drifted peacefully until one day, with a gentle bump, it came to rest on the top of a mountain called Ararat. They had been on the ark for so long. Noah wanted to know if it was safe to go outside. So, he opened a window and sent out a bird, a raven. The raven flew back and forth, but didn't find a place to land. A little while later, Noah sent out a dove. The dove flew around but came back to the ark because there was still too much water. Noah waited another week and sent the dove out again. This time, when the dove came back in the evening, it was carrying something in its beak. It was a fresh green olive leaf. An olive leaf! That meant that the water had gone down enough for trees to start growing again. Noah and his family were so happy. Dry land was appearing. Noah waited one more week and sent the dove out for a final time. This time, the dove didn't come back at all. This was the best sign yet. It meant the dove had found a new home, a place to build its nest on dry land. The world was ready for them. Then God spoke to Noah again. He said, "It is time. You can come out of the ark, you and your family, and all the animals with you." Noah opened the huge door of the ark. He, his family, and all the animals came out onto the fresh, clean earth. The animals ran, skipped, and flew, so happy to be on solid ground again. Noah and his family took a deep breath of the fresh air. They were so thankful to God for keeping them safe. The first thing Noah did was build an altar to thank God for his protection and his love. And then, God did something beautiful. He placed a magnificent rainbow in the sky. It stretched across the clouds in beautiful colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. God said, "This rainbow is the promise from me to you and to all living things. It is my special sign that I will never again cover the whole earth with a flood." So now, whenever you see a beautiful rainbow in the sky after the rain, you can remember God's promise to Noah and to all of us. It's a wonderful reminder of God's love and faithfulness. And that's the story of Noah's Ark. What an incredible adventure. Thank you so much for listening today, friends. I hope you loved it. Don't forget to join us for another story time here at Kids Place channel. Bye for now.